Hi everyone, this is Grace from New York. Thanks for clicking on this video, and if you haven't already, tap the subscribe button and leave a like in the video for more content like this one. Growing up with both parents making less than $30,000 a year really shaped who I've become. While most people want to be rich and famous, my parents and I were happy with what we are in life. My parents are super loving, caring, and they are my world. We are very close and never got into any fights. They always wanted the best for me. Because of this, they always tried to make my life better however they could. Both are immigrants and didn't know English, and they wanted a life for me better than they had. So my parents decided it'll be a great idea to ship me off to my rich aunt's place to attend a private school for the next 4 years. It's one of the richest, most elite private schools in America, with an acceptance rate less than 10%. I didn't apply to attend that high school, but my aunt insisted to my parents to give it a try with my grades. Each year, they give only one student a full scholarship that didn't come from wealth. So, with nothing to lose, my parents decided to apply me to that high school without my acknowledgement, and I got in. Although I was happy, I was also heartbroken of leaving my parents to study upstate. It was only a 3-hour drive, and I'll be living with my aunt anyways. But compared to my parents, my aunt and I weren't that close. My aunt came into America when she was only 18 and married an old wealthy man who passed away 1 year later, giving her everything. Since my aunt was very close with my mom, she decided to take me in and allow me to stay there for 4 years since I ended up getting a full scholarship. My aunt was nice and friendly, but she didn't have a moral compass. She's greedy and puts money first before anything else, unlike my hardworking parents. My aunt often tried to get me into makeup and buying clothes with the scholarship money grant I received, but I refused. I was going to save all the money and give it to my parents. Plus, I had clothes that were perfectly good. But, she gave me a disgusted face, they aren't even designer clothes. Everyone will ignore you. Then, I said with a shrug, they weren't my friend then anyway if they're going to judge me based on my looks and not for my personality. After that, she let me do what I wanted at the end when she realized how stubborn I was. On the first day of school, everyone already found their cliques. As it turns out, most of the high school students knew each other since their parents had connections with one another. I wasn't too surprised. Yet, I was amazed at just how much money these kids have. They drove the newest, flashiest cars, they wore the latest trend of clothing, and were all supermodels. The most popular students were Caleb and Joshua. They basically run the school. Well, not literally, but everyone is hopelessly in love with them that they do whatever they say. I guess it helps when you're rich and your father is the principal as well. They were the most popular guys in the whole private school, and they were twins too. But they were so alike that people usually get them confused. So to make it obvious, Caleb would wear a red tie, Joshua would wear a blue one. They were in almost all of my classes besides one. Since I was the weird student and word got out that I was poor, they tended to not speak to me. I was thankful that no one really bullied me, though. They often just left me alone to do my own things. Since I didn't dress fancy and didn't do any extracurriculars either, I managed to go 3 years without really getting any attention. Until one day. Now let's play Who's Caleb and Who's Joshua, Caleb exclaimed excitedly. It's been 3 years, and it's still a game they like to play every Wednesday. To explain it really fast, it's a game where you guess which twin is which. In exchange, the twin would give you $500 each. To anyone else, it's a very fast and obnoxious game because it was obvious. Caleb is the one wearing the red tie, Joshua is the one wearing the blue tie. Now, Joshua winked at a girl who raised her hand the quickest for the game. She was seated next to me in the lunchroom, so I had a complete front stage view of the game. Although I've heard about it, it was the first time that I was able to witness this game that the twins like to play with their friends. Which one is Caleb? The girl next to me giggles loudly and then points at his brother. Caleb is obviously the one wearing the red tie. Bingo, we have a winner. The twins clapped and everyone laughed. I furrowed my eyebrows at his statement. No, you're wrong. Everyone went quiet when I spoke. For the first time ever, I felt all eyes on me. They probably think I was crazy for even talking. The girl next to me snorted. Are you blind? Caleb is the one on the right wearing a red tie. I shook my head. No, I'm not blind. I assumed you would know because you've hung around them before, right? Are you saying I'm wrong? She shouted. Now everyone in the cafeteria was watching us like a hawk as I nod. It's been almost 4 years at this point. We're all graduating this year, and even I was able to distinguish the two without even trying, and I wasn't even their friend. This was what I was telling my aunt about those who are rich and only want to be your friend to use you. It was happening right in front of my eyes. The one on the right is Joshua. I pointed at him and then Caleb. And Caleb is the one on the left. You guys switched ties today for once. Both went quiet for a moment. I swore their eyes widened just slightly, and I knew I was right on the dot with my guess. Joshua then cocked his head to the side. How can you tell? It's obvious. I shrugged as the bell rang, signaling that lunch was over. I picked up my lunch tray and set it on the shelves. I could feel they were still watching me, so I turned to look at them. If the people you call to be your friends can't even tell you two apart, then were they really your friends then? I didn't know how to explain it. They were alike in every aspect, from the way they looked to the things they liked, yet no one is ever completely the same. They had their giveaway, and I guess I was able to tell after spending time with them in mostly all my classes for the past almost 4 years. Shortly after that day, both decided to bother me more. They would purposefully sit next to me in class to strike up a conversation with me. They would purposefully try mixing up their attire and making me guess who was who. And each time, I was able to get it correct without even trying. If it wasn't worse enough, they went out of their way to buy me expensive gifts that I didn't need or want. I was a rather simplistic and plain girl. I never asked for more than necessary. It was something I liked about myself that was taught by my parents. Money can't buy you happiness. It brings comfort, but nothing more than that. It wasn't even simple, expensive gifts that they would try to give me. No, it was over the top. For example, Caleb decided for my birthday to buy me a private helicopter. Then Joshua decided on the same day to buy me my own private mansion. And for each day I saw them at school, they would shower me with more gifts. Handbags, 5-star meals, you name it, they gave it. And I was furious with these extravagant gifts. Your dad worked hard for that money, I fumed. And you're just going to throw it away on these useless things? They stared at me, shocked and wide-eyed. You don't want these gifts? Caleb asked, blinking a few times in shock. I shook my head. No, I'd rather learn more about you two than gifts you're giving me. I'd rather be friends. So formed an unlikely friendship between the three of us. Suddenly, the twins decided to cut off everyone from their social group after making them play the whole who's who game. It wasn't a shocker when all of them failed the test. I was kind of sad that not even one person passed, even though they all knew each other since they were children thanks to their parents. They started to hang around me more inside and outside of school. Turns out they were not only rich, but they were also very smart too. We often debated and bickered a lot, and overall, I started to think of them as my close friends. It was around this time that they also got very touchy with me, which I didn't really mind that much. I thought it was just them being friendly. I've seen the way that they had interacted with their friends that are girls before, so I thought nothing much of it. I often went to their house and hung around in each of their rooms. He would whisper sweet nothings into my ears, while other times, he would tell me secrets about himself that he hasn't told anyone else. He said he felt different around me, and happier. When I was with Jacob, he would pull me onto his bed and do the same to the other side of my neck too. He would tell me everything about himself, and ask for me to do the same. When I talk about my parents, he would smile at me, and said he loved it when I laughed. He said he also felt different when he's with me, and he finally felt seen. One day, I went to their place to celebrate their birthday coming up. I got balloons, cakes, and each one of them a unique gift. I had planned for pizza and a movie, but they were acting quite shy and distant. At first, I thought they were just nervous of the attention they were getting until they both sat me down on the couch. Are you guys okay today? I asked, worried and concerned swirling in my head. Did you not like the gifts I got you? At that, they both shook their head, and Caleb cleared his throat. Actually, there's something we've been wanting to ask you for a while. Joshua nodded. And nothing would make either of us happier than for your happiness. I tilted my head to the side. What is it? Go out with me, Caleb said, and was roughly shoved away by Joshua, who cleared his throat. No, go out with me, Joshua cuts in. I'll make you way happier than my brother does. I was shocked by their confession. What? Now I have no idea what to do. Billionaire twins are both trying to win me over, and I have no idea who to pick. Both do make me very happy in their own way. I would hate for them to hate one another if I were to pick one. If you were in my position, what would you do? Please be sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe for a continuation.